Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Shittown Florida Man Power Ranking Podcast. I am NCR News, and I am joined, as always, with my co host and friend, Anthony Caruso.
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon from wherever you are, right around the world, and welcome to the podcast. And NCR, we've got to come back, obviously, as we always do, come back to last week, which I think featured more hardcore nudity than I thought we would ever experience in any of these podcasts.
Oh, yes, but even this week, well, just one thing
I'll
comes
fucking do it again.
Was that Goofy? Just saying he's
Yes.
going to do it again?
Yes, because
Now,
there's going to be a lot more nudity coming out of Florida.
oh, before you know it, we're gonna have Troy McClure on, getting everyone to sing "Shake Your Booty."
Yes, we are.
Oh boy, well, yeah, we're looking forward to it this week. Tell us who won the Golden Turd and the MVP?
The Golden Turd goes to Florida Man from last week, from Florida Dad. Actually, no, he was the MVP. I'm sorry. I was reading the wrong.
Yep.
He is our MVP. And our Golden Turd goes to the Grunks who stole the van.
Yeah. Yep. I think that's very fair. Thank you to everyone for your feedback. And we're ready to crack into it again. NCR, I have the coin.
I'm going heads this week.
Heads is the call. And it's a heads. That's the third in a row that you've won.
It's a gift.
Yeah. Far away.
I will start off with a classic. Florida Man throws a alligator in a Wendy's drive-through window because they messed up his order of nuggets.
Oh, now, to be fair, it is perfectly warranted if you mess up an order of nuggets, because you can never get enough nuggets. Let's face it.
This one's behind a paywall, but is from 2016. A Florida man went to a Wendy's, got upset because they messed up his order of nuggets, drove and caught a 3.5-foot alligator and threw it through their drive-through window. According to Fish and Game, he was charged with illegally handling an alligator and throwing a projectile through a window.
Really?
Yes. 2 Class A misdemeanors.
Jesus. That's ridiculous.
That's Florida Man for you.
Oh dear. I mean, that's just. Oh boy. All right.
Is it just
Shenanigans. Do 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 do. Shenanigans. Do 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 do. Shenanigans. Do 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 do.
Thank you, Reginald. To be fair, I mean, I've seen people go Hulk smash angry when people get their order of nuggets wrong. I mean, we know how delicious they are. We know how angry you can get when people get it wrong. So I can understand that. But geez, even that's getting a bit on the extreme side.
It is.
Oh boy. We then head on to the first cab off the rank for the Shitdowns of Australia for the week ending the 29th of September. And it is Port Pirie, South Australia. Still shit.
As always.
As always, we head on to 9th place.
In 9th place, we have some more hardcore nudity.
Oh!
Dating back to 2018, a Florida man naked plays bongos, carries an alligator around a store, and takes a monkey along for a car theft and does other weird shit.
I mean, it's one thing to do that while you're carrying bongos, but wow. Wow, wow, wow. Oh, and you just, dear, oh dear. Oh, I mean, he must have a bronze set to be going around naked with bongos.
Oh, yes. Maybe he's been watching and hanging out with Matthew McConaughey.
Oh boy. Alrighty. In 9th place, we head off to Dalby in Queensland, where a pair of drongos were busted after they were wheeling a stolen e-bike past a police station. Unfortunately, while it is behind a paywall, we can confirm that two brothers in their 50s in Dalby received a spray from a magistrate after they stole an e-bike from Aldi and then, in an absolute, inspired moment, decided to wheel it past a police station. The brothers Jason and Dennis Barry. A couple of fine, upstanding citizens involved with this. Clearly very intelligent because they've gone out and stolen an e-bike and thought, you know what, let's just wheel it past the police station. No one's going to bring us in for this.
I mean, why would you steal the e-bike in front of the police station?
Why would you not ride it and hightail it out of there?
I mean, there's so many questions that need to be answered.
Indeed. Moving on to number 8.
Number 8 is, well, a Florida man climbs atop playground equipment and tells children where babies come from, but not using the PG words. A Florida man climbed on top playground equipment and began to yell at people at a Clearwater Beach playground that babies come out of women's, well, I can't say the word without getting demonetized, but does not come out of the Cabbage Patch, but comes out of, using a vulgar term to describe a woman's genitals.
Not even using the official scientific term.
No, he used the P and C word.
Oh, jeez. You see, we could sit here and use the word uterus because that is an accurate description and term to use, is it not?
It is not.
Right. There's nothing wrong with saying uterus. That's where the babies come from. Jeez. It's not hard, people. It is not hard. Oh, well, clearly this guy's a pest.
Oh, yes. Oh, and again, this was behind a paywall, but I can show the mugshot.
Ooh, yes, do it.
Here is the mugshot of this great scientist and teacher.
Let's see it. Kids, get your sex ed education from this guy. Wow.
Oh, yes.
That's impressive.
This is the man that can teach your children a lot of things.
Probably could teach the kids how to get the exact length of hose that you need as well.
Oh, yes.
We then move on to number 8 for the shit towns of Australia, and we head off to Goondiwindi in Queensland. Queensland off to an early lead for the shit states this week. Grumpy Git allegedly threatens kids with a homemade machete for daring to walk past his house. Police will allege the man flew into a rage after seeing children playing on the sidewalk outside his house, so he threatened them with a homemade machete and told them to move on.
Talk about
this
getting
guy,
off the lawn.
Oh, God. This guy's only 30 years old. Like, Oh. And it's not even just like a regular fresh machete. It's a homemade machete. So you just know it's just going to be rusty as hell as well. It's not even going to be necessarily about how much blood you're going to lose from it. It's going to be, the rust that's in that blade getting under your skin.
How many tetanus shots do I need, Doc?
Oh, you're going to need a lot of them. Anyway, he's been arrested. He's going to be facing court. And this, they've called him a grumpy git. He is almost Gronk level. Let's move on to number 7.
Number 7 is something special. 73-year-old Florida man scares off naked intruder who was gyrating in a lewd manner, and she stopped him by taking out her dentures and yelling, "Grandma, no teeth." There's only one thing that comes to mind when you hear that.
Oh my.
Oh. Wow. Wow.
According to the Daily Mail, a 73-year-old, mind you, this is an older news article, dating back to 2018, a woman noticed a naked man on her back patio, having her granddaughter call the police. She decided to stop the intruder because she thought it was her cat at first by removing her dentures, opening up the blinds, and yelling, "Grandma, no teeth." This happened in Brevard County. The man was held on a $20,000 bail. And, well, Graham's got skills, apparently.
Okay. Yeah, I am genuinely worried. She may have some skills, and I get the feeling she may have been in this game before. So, oh boy. I'm very worried. Very, very worried in terms of that. We now move on to 7th place, the shit towns of Australia. We're going to go to a town that has never come up in the Shit Towns of Australia podcast before. So we're going to go and do a little bit of geography investigations, because you'll never have heard of this town before. We're heading off to Myrtleford in Victoria. Now you're looking at me just going, where the hell is Myrtleford? Because I've got a reasonable idea about some of the other towns. I've never heard of this one before. Myrtleford is north of Melbourne, not far away from Wangaratta. So it's like northeast Victoria, almost on the border with New South Wales, with the twin cities of Albury and Wodonga. So this is, we have a line that we would use that it's in the middle of Bum F-ville in Australia. It's in the middle of nowhere. It's whoop whoop. You probably got a term in the US, don't you, for a town that's just in the middle of nowhere?
We have several. There's, it's out in the boonies, it's out in the fucking sticks, in the middle of the fucking nowhere.
There we go. Yeah, you get the drift. Police seek the headline is Gronk allegedly drives a stolen front end loader into a car, then nicks the beer from a supermarket while he's on bail for a police pursuit. Police are investigating after a front end loader was deliberately driven into a car in Myrtleford. Officers have been told a woman's Holden Captiva was damaged when a man known to her drove his excavator through the front yard and into her vehicle at Mummery Road at 12:35 p.m. The front end loader was then seen driving erratically into the Myrtleford area before it stopped at Myrtle Street, very original name, and the male occupant then stole a carton of beer from the supermarket. I hope, ladies and gentlemen, that it was from our good sponsors at Vaucluse Bitter. Investigators believe the yellow Caterpillar vehicle with registration plate XV30NH was stolen from Mariang South overnight. It is believed that he is on bail at the moment for charges of leading police on a pursuit. Investigators have released images of the front end loader in the hope that someone recognizes the vehicle. So, yeah. Front end loader.
I'm,
one way
I'm
to do it.
impressed.
I
am impressed. I mean, not many people know how to drive stick, and a lot of those front end loaders are hard to manage even while sober. But a drunken Gronk doing it,
Yeah.
it's impressive.
Very, very impressive indeed. Let's move on to number 6.
You get to pick, Anthony. Florida man or Florida woman?
We haven't heard from Florida woman yet. Let's give her a crack, shall we?
Florida woman caught stealing bottles of EJ brandy by sticking them up her vagina.
Are we back in the hardcore nudity again?
Yes, we are.
Jeez. I mean, we've heard of people what we engage in what us Australians call shelving drugs, which is where you stick them up your rectum, either to actually consume them or to hide them from police. But she's gone and shoved a bottle up her vagina.
I cannot pull up the news article because it is been taken down, but the alleged woman is at a liquor store with a small child, inserting bottles of brandy up her vagina. And she's doing it out in the public. She's not in a corner somewhere. She is in the middle of the fucking aisle, just whoop.
Mummy, why are you putting those bottles up your cooch?
Because mommy doesn't want to pay full price, honey. Now go be the lookout. Make sure they got my Newports out.
Oh boy, that's just Oh dear, oh dear. I hope it was a half decent bottle of brandy as well.
No, it is not.
Oh really? Not even Napoleon?
No, it's the cheapest shit you can find at the liquor store.
Oh jeez, people, come on, make an effort, please.
Here's how cheap it is. I love my brandies. I love my liquor. But I could get a bottle of Jim Beam bourbon for $13. I'm talking a 750 milliliter bottle.
White label.
$13.
White label,
right?
Of course.
Actually, I prefer the vanilla. It's actually really smooth. You don't get that heat on the back end like you do with.
Nice. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
But if the name brand shit can cost for that size bottle can cost only less than $15, imagine how much that shit's got to cost.
Oh, this is true. This is very true. Oh, well, why don't we move on to number 6 for the shit towns of Australia? And we're going to go to Sydney, and we've got multiples this time around. First off,
oh my,
we've got, oh boy, Sydney's been busy. Sydney has been busy. First off, a stolen car burst into flames after smashing into a unit block. We've had residents set up a homemade sprinkler to stop drunk grubs pissing on their property. But our feature story is a man has been charged over allegedly spraying a fire extinguisher in a pub. And part of the reason I've selected this is because there's actually someone quite famous connected with it. We should point out, however, this very famous person did a service by apprehending the idiot.
I'm intrigued.
A man has been charged after allegedly spraying a fire cleaner inside a pub in Sydney's east last week at around 8:30 p.m. on Friday, September 3rd. It happened on the 13th on Friday the 13th. Of course it did. A man unloaded the extinguisher inside the Robin Hood Hotel in Waverley. he was briefly apprehended by former NRL star and current commentator Braith Anasta, who 9 News understands was attending a function there. So there you are, ladies and gentlemen, confirming Braith Anasta is actually the good guy in this situation. The man then fled the scene before police arrived. The hotel was evacuated, no injuries reported, and police arrested a 22-year-old man and charged him over the incident. So he's gotten pissed off for absolutely no reason and thought, you know what? I'm going to take out my anger on this pub, the Robin Hood Hotel, by opening up a can of fire extinguisher. Not a can of whoop ass, but a can of fire extinguisher.
Well, it sounds like the can of whoop ass was open on him.
Oh, the can of whoop ass was definitely opened up on this guy, and it got opened up by him by Braith Anasta. And right, and we should point out, rightly so.
I mean,
Let's move on to number 5.
Number 5, I have something a bit odd. This is from 2019. Florida man allegedly threatens family with Coldplay lyrics and standoff after SWAT team promised him pizza.
He tried to use Coldplay as a threat.
He was holding a family hostage, torturing them with Coldplay lyrics.
Carry on.
The Pensacola police got phone calls that a family was being threatened by text that he was sending them Coldplay lyrics. And he held them hostage for 4 hours. They only ended it when they promised him his favorite crust pizza.
Do we have any idea what the pizza was?
Yes. It was a Hungry Howie's pizza. Hungry Howie's is a bit of a national chain, and they have really good food. I wish there was one in my town. And there are rumors and speculations that it may have had pineapples, but we cannot confirm.
Urge to Kill rising.
But would you like to see this alleged criminal?
Bring him up here. Let's have a look. Bring him up here. Who is this miscreant that decided it was a good idea to get paid off with pineapple on a pizza? This guy right here. Yeah, he does look like the kind of guy who would threaten someone with Coldplay and then only end it by getting pineapple on pizza. Evan McClemore, you are a disgrace. Go on.
Be fair, pineapple on pizza does taste good.
I'll only ever accept pineapple on pizza if it's going to be done with bacon, not ham. You need something very strong to counteract the pineapple. Otherwise, no, get out of here.
What about...
Go on.
What about with bacon, ham, and pepperoni?
Or that might do it. You need something uber salty for it. But pineapple on pizza is the second biggest international disgrace when it comes to pizza.
What would be the first?
Chicago-style deep dish.
We're going to get some hate views on that one.
If you're from Chicago and you like deep dish pizza, come at me. There you have it. I am in the same team as Jon Stewart on this. Deep dish pizza is not a pizza, it's a casserole.
Fair enough.
And Gia, if you're listening in, you better agree with that. Otherwise, I'll demand your Italian citizenship right now. You heard it here first. Them's fighting words or what?
They could be.
Them could be fighting words. Let's move on to 5th place for the shit towns of Australia. We head off to Brisbane in Queensland. First off, we've got a driver who blew 9 times the legal blood alcohol limit. For context, the blood alcohol limit in Queensland is 0.05. He blew 9 times that.
Oh my.
How is he not dead? That's impressive.
That is impressive.
But our feature story is a trainee surgeon who's been busted ridiculing patients in private chat, including one who stuck a deodorant can up his rectum. A trainee surgeon at a top public hospital has been found guilty of misconduct for ridiculing seriously injured patients and sharing their photos. Now, obviously, this man cannot be identified, despite the fact that he now works as a GP. But one of the people that he insulted was someone who had a deodorant can up his rectum, and the response back from someone else was, "That's my night, a foot that looks like pizza." Now, I won't be going around saying that there was a safe word along the lines of Armageddon, but still.
That's pretty fucking crazy.
That's all sorts of WTF.
Are you ready for number 4?
Go for it.
A Florida man nearly unalived after receiving lap dance from housekeeper.
He got a lap dance from the housekeeper.
Yes.
More nudity.
A Florida man asked his housekeeper to do a lap dance for him. The man is in his 70s, and the housekeeper is a famous TikToker. She's a popular known housekeeper who is known to clean the house. But not only does she clean your house, she does it topless.
Now I've heard about this. There's a bit of a market now for the topless or nude maids to clean your house.
Yes, this is a very popular market. It's they usually call it lingerie or exotic housekeeping, where you can tell them you want them to wear lingerie or topless, or if you guys can negotiate it properly in the right payments, fully nude. And this TikToker known as Sammy makes $300 an hour doing topless housekeeping. The gentleman, who was one of her favorite clients, in his 70s, asked her if she could perform a lap dance for him. She agreed, and during said lap dance, he had a severe heart attack.
Oh, well, if he did go, he would have gone happy. Let's face it.
Wouldn't you?
Well, we have a saying here in Australia that there's something along the lines of that happening is doing a Billy Snedden. For those wondering who that is, Billy Snedden is a former politician in Australia who became more infamous for his death. How was this? He passed away from a heart attack while having intercourse with his mistress in a Sydney hotel.
Oh my.
Indeed. That is now called doing a Snedden. Basically, dying or unaliving yourself whilst in the act of intercourse or the like. It is as famous now, almost internationally, as what we call doing a Bradbury, aka a Stephen Bradbury. Meanwhile, ladies and gentlemen, we'll now move on to number 4 in the shit towns of Australia, and we head off to another random town It is called Nanagoon in Victoria. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we have a town in Victoria called Nanagoon. Where is this town, I hear you ask? It is actually in the Dandenong Ranges, about an hour outside of Melbourne. So not too far away from Melbourne itself. So you're wondering, well, what could possibly go on in a place like this? Hang on to your hats. And NCR, while I read this out, I've got a picture of the aftermath of what happened for everyone to see.
If you'll be willing, so kind to share, I will bring it up.
It is already ready for you to collect from our side for you to be able to show. Actually, no, you know what? I'll try and do it right now. How about that?
That would work even better.
Let me see if I can do it. Let me see if I can do it. And there it is. Here we go.
I'm loading the image. Oh, God.
There it is. An alleged thief is on the run after a volunteer firefighting station on the edge of Victoria's Gippsland region was ram raided and robbed overnight. Police allege a male offender used a silver four-wheel drive to ram the rear gates of the Nanagoon Country Fire Association station near Parkenham around 1:30 a.m. To give you an idea, ladies and gentlemen, the CFA in Victoria is the Country Fire Association. Basically, they're volunteer firefighters established to fight bushfires. So no one actually gets paid for it. They're all volunteers. All the equipment they have are donated. It is alleged the man then gained access to a fire truck on the site and stole firefighting equipment, including chainsaws and portable radios. Significant damage was also caused to the station's roller door as the offender unsuccessfully tried to ram it open before driving away. The vehicle was later located in Parkenham East, along with the majority of the stolen equipment aside from the portable radios. A CFA spokesperson said arrangements have been made to cover the missing equipment to ensure the brigade remains available. Ladies and gentlemen, if you know this piece of shit that pulled this, please report him to Crime Stoppers immediately, because we here believe that any attack done on volunteers is simply disgraceful.
I mean, I don't know what to say to that. That guy is a real piece of shit.
It's not wood chipper level. I'll grant it that. But he is my early nomination for the Golden Turd.
I mean, that is a Golden Turd nominee. I would have to say my Golden Turd would go to the guy torturing the family with Coldplay lyrics. But the night's still young.
Night's still young. I think it's time for our medalists.
The bronze medalist for Florida Man. A Florida man lists a high school as Diddy's Playhouse on Google. A Florida man this week has labeled on Google in Santa Rosa County, Florida, as Diddy's Playhouse.
Oh, Diddy Don did it.
Oh, Diddy done did it. This is actually kind of funny because when all this started coming out about Diddy, my mom found something on Facebook and she showed me it. And it was this woman saying, "What would Selena say about Diddy? Diddy done. Diddy done it." Quoting one of Selena's most popular songs.
I'm looking through what I've got coming up for the rest of this. I am conceding the MVP. Right now, I'm conceding the MVP. That guy there has just won the MVP.
Oh, yes.
That is a straight out brilliant troll. You know what? It was so good. You know what I'm going to do, NCR?
Hmm.
I'm going to give a polite golf clap. That deserves a polite golf clap.
It does.
Well played, sir. Well played. Taking out the bronze for the shit towns of Australia, we head off to Penguin in Tasmania. Yes, there is a suburb called... We've got a few weird sounding suburbs this week, don't we, in the shit towns?
We do.
Yeah. Penguin, Tasmania. And oh boy, do we have one for you. A Tasmaniac. Yes, there's a new word for you, ladies and gentlemen. A Tasmaniac has been jailed for firing his bow and arrow at cops. A man who fired an arrow at police while yelling, "Get the F out of my driveway, you SCs," has been sentenced to 3 years in prison. Roger Charles Compain, 42, was told he could have killed the senior constable had the arrow struck him in the head during a recent appearance. Justice Tamara Jago said several officers were dispatched to Compain's mother's home in Penguin on January 29, 2022 to conduct a welfare check. When they arrived, Compain began yelling, "Get the F off my property," and "F off or I'll shoot" at them, and then fired an arrow from a compound bow. The arrow narrowly missed the officer, only passing within approximately 50 centimeters of his head.
Jesus Christ.
So, for everyone in the US, that's just shy of 2 inches. If it had struck him, there was potential for it to cause very serious injury. It was an exceptional thing for you to do. Compain continued to threaten the officers, yelling, "I'll kill you, you SC, F off, or I'll use this thing," before charging at one of them with the bow in firing position. He then reversed his vehicle up the driveway towards the police, forcing 4 officers to jump out of the way. Compain was later pulled over and arrested on the Bass Highway. The home was quickly declared a crime scene. Investigators located other weapons, including a sword lodged in the ceiling and a knife in the wall. The arrow was found stuck in a fence. Justice Jago said Compain had a difficult upbringing and mental health issues, including ADHD and a schizoaffective diagnosis. "I'm told that when 7 police officers arrived at your residence, you felt overwhelmed and intimidated. In response, you prepared your bow and loaded it with an arrow and demanded police officers leave. When they did not, you fired the arrow and behaved as I have described. Your behavior is, in simple terms, appalling." Justice Jago sentenced Compain to 3 years in prison, backdated to January 6, 2023, with a non-parole period of 20 months. So at this point, this gentleman has already served. I think it's about 19. He's already served 19. He will be released into the community. Well, he's eligible for parole next month.
I mean, that is wild.
That is very wild. And it's not just any old bow and arrow. It's a compound bow. Those things are designed to kill.
They are.
The silver medalist, if you will.
All right, my silver medalist. I cannot pull up the news story, but it is a well-known story people can pull up, and I can actually put a link to some of these stories from a YouTube channel I watch called Wavy Web Surf. But a Florida man arrested after having passionate hugging with a stuffed Olaf doll at a Target.
Passionate hugging. Right.
Yes, a Florida man went to a Target store, found a stuffed Olaf doll from the movie Frozen, and began to passionately hug it in the aisles and placed it back on the shelves. After loss prevention found out, they could not identify the actual doll, so they had to remove and destroy all remaining dolls in that area. The man had a history of passionately hugging stuffed animals and not balloon, but inflatables. Talk
Basically,
about who
my
wants to build a snowman.
uh, sounds like he wanted to fill a snowman.
Oh,
Oh no. No, 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 no. What did Olaf hang on. He wanted to fill the snowman. Doesn't Olaf give more of his pleasure with his face? Oh jeez, I just did it again. I need help, don't I? We all need help.
we all need help. We all need Jesus, but
We need Jeebus. No, excuse me. I believe in Asus.
I like Jesus. He's a good man.
Asus
Jumbo.
gives powerful computer.
But Jumbo, he big bat, not afraid of curveball.
Oh boy. The silver medalists for the shit towns of Australia. We head off to Adelaide, where a lunatic allegedly crashes a car into a Bowser before threatening to burn down the service station. According to SA Poll, just before 2:45 a.m. on Monday, the 23rd of September, police were called to a service station on Marion Road in Adelaide after the driver of a Holden sedan allegedly drove at speed and collided with a petrol pump on the forecourt. The male driver got out of the vehicle and was seen by a witness to light a roll of paper and throw it towards the vehicle. This is after he crashed into the petrol pump. The man then approached the entry of the service station, where he damaged the door and made threats towards the console operator. The man then fled the scene and was arrested nearby at Oakley Road. A 45-year-old man has been charged with acts to endanger life, arson, damage, speed dangerous, and due care. He's been refused bail and will appear before the Christie's Beach Magistrates Court today. Well, with this article done earlier this week. His vehicle was impounded. He was also taken to hospital for a sample of blood. There are some pictures of the crash scene. There's not really a lot to go through. But when you think about it, he deliberately crashed into a Bowser and was ready to set light to it. And
Jesus
the car.
Christ.
This is Grand Theft Auto level. This is 4 stars, isn't it?
It is.
I mean, that's right up there. Oh, I'd expect that to do that mission in Grand Theft Auto Vice City, to be honest. Couple of Molotov cocktails, straight in.
You know, do that on Saints Row with a couple of satchel bombs.
Jeez, that's yeah, that's a way to do it, isn't it?
I am at a loss for words. He is up there on the list.
He's up there indeed.
Are you ready for my gold medalist? Because I have something special.
Let's do it.
Paramedics freed stuck man in pool.
Right.
In the early morning hours of 4:45 a.m. on a Friday, mind you, this is an older Florida man. They received a call from a motel known as the Scotty Inn. Anthony, would you like to guess where this takes place?
Oh, please tell me it's Polk County.
It is Polk County.
Oh, so you've got your favorite place for shit to happen in Australia, which is Townsville. I've now got my favorite, which is Polk County.
Would you also like to know what city?
Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue, but go ahead.
Lakeland, Florida. In Polk County.
No, again.
Now, this is older, but a 33-year-old man was drinking at the Scotty Inn with some friends that he had met at a convention. And after his friends left, he spent some more time drinking in the pool. He found the pool's suction intake. And, well, he stuck his Ghibli bits inside of the tank and passed out.
Oh, boy, the nudity strikes again.
I have something even better for our viewers and our listeners.
Oh, do it.
I have the 911 call.
Play it.
I'm pulling it up. This is an actual
Oh.
911 call from the manager of the Scotty Inn. Now, the Scotty Inn is not the high-end hotel. It's a decent hotel. It's a crappy hotel, but the phone call alone is well worth the gold medal.
Oh. Let's hear it.
I am gonna just bring this up here full screen.
911 emergency.
This is something you got to see. This is unbelievable.
You Scottish Inn?
Yeah.
And what's the problem there?
I got a man in the pool. He's got his private stuck in the pump line.
What? You're kidding me.
I'm telling you, honest to God, you really got to see the police.
North Florida?
Yes, ma'am.
245. You gotta stop laughing, Karen.
Yeah, this is something you just don't see every day.
And he's in the pool?
He's in the pool. He said he's been in there for 3 hours. It's got to be shriveled up like hell. I'm sorry.
He's doing this.
The gentleman in question was rescued and taken to Lakeland Regional Medical Center, where urologists were able to determine that the swelling and discolorization to his genitals would relieve itself in a matter of weeks, and there was no long-term damage to his reproduction function.
Now, you see, if you're smart, you turn around to the doctors and you just tell them, look, just do me a favor. Just make sure you get rid of any pain I've got, but please, for the love of God, leave the swelling. Oh, it's too good. It's too good. Oh, boy. Well, let's move on to the gold medalists for the Shit Towns of Australia for the week ending the 29th of September 2024. We're off to Queensland, but NCR, I've got some shocking news for you. It's not Townsville.
My heart is broken.
But it's the next best thing. It is Cairns.
Nice.
A French tourist has been hospitalized after an alleged rock attack by feral kids aged 11 to 15. Police have charged 4 young people following an alleged assault in Cairns. It'll be alleged at around 3:15 a.m. a verbal altercation occurred between the group and 2 French tourists who were walking along Cairns Esplanade. The group allegedly threw rocks at a 27-year-old man and a 25-year-old woman before leaving the scene on foot. The man sustained non-life-threatening facial injuries, was transported to Cairns Hospital for treatment. The woman was not physically injured. Following prompt investigations, the 4 young people were taken into police custody nearby a short time later. Are you ready for this?
Yes,
A
I am.
14-year-old Edmonton boy has been charged with 1 count of grievous bodily harm and 2 counts of common assault. An 11-year-old Trinity Beach boy has been charged with 1 count each of grievous bodily harm, stealing, and enter premises and commit, and 2 counts of common assault. A 15-year-old Gordon Vale boy has been charged with 1 count of grievous bodily harm and 2 counts of common assault. A 13-year-old Cairns City boy has been charged with 1 count each of grievous bodily harm and possession of a knife in public, and 3 counts of common assault. All 4 were refused bail and will be appearing in Cairns Children Court later this week. Anyone with any additional information are encouraged to come forward and offer support. Police have increased patrols in the CBD, with detectives from the Child Protection Investigation Unit also assisting. We are expecting an additional boost to boots on the ground later this week, and I can't believe I'm going to be saying this is the name of the operation. Operation Whiskey Legion prepares to deploy.
The fuck, man?
I mean, it's bad enough that you've got, 4 kids on or under the age of 15 charged with aggravated assault. One of them in particular being in possession of a knife. Where a town where youth crime has been absolutely skyrocketing, and underage drinking becoming a massive problem, and you called the operation to bring in additional police to help out Operation Whiskey Legion. Oh, that is
What are we
all
gonna do?
sorts of stupid. I don't know what we do. That is painful. That is seriously, seriously painful. Well,
It is.
all I will say at the moment is that originally I was going to give the MVP to the guy, and I think I'm still going to stick with it. The MVP won't even be. It's a non-contest. It goes to the guy who labeled in Google Maps our high school as P Diddy's house, as P Diddy's place.
P. Diddy's Playhouse. That is
P Diddy's playhouse. Yeah.
That is an MVP. I'm going to have to give an MVP nomination to this last story just for the name of the task force. But my golden turd is going to have to go to the guy who decided to climb on top of the playground equipment and start teaching kids about where babies come from.
My golden turd nomination goes to the F-wit from Nana Goon, who decided to raid and rob the volunteer firefighting station.
You know what? Hold on. I'm going to change mine. I'm going to give that to that guy too, because that guy's just a piece of shit.
He is a genuine piece of shit indeed. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is all the time we have here on the podcast. Don't forget to leave your likes, comments, and your votes for who won the power rankings for this week, and give us your thoughts on the MVP and the winner of the Golden Turd.
I am NCR News Network.
I'm Anthony Caruso.
And, well, folks.
Well. Bye.
We will see you guys next week. Be well, be safe, and we'll see you on the next one.